Hello and welcome to Mini-Edge Painting. Today we'll paint some Adeptus Mechanicus in my Space Marine Salamanders inspired Volcanic paint scheme. First we start with a black prime. To do this, I use Army Painter Matte Black Spray Primer. Then we'll do a zenithal highlight using Army Painter Matte White Air Primer. This is the first time that I've used this paint, so let's see how well it comes out. I'll use the same color as the prime for the base. It'll make the colors I add have some extra kick. We'll start with the base this time, as it's going to take a while for it to dry. We'll start by using Citadel's Mephiston Red, Averland Sunset, and Troll Slayer Orange in somewhat random swatches around the base. After this is dry, we'll apply a healthy amount of Storm Shield to the base. This is to help lock in the colors on the bottom. It also helps the crackle paint we apply in the next step have some larger cracks. Speaking of which, now that it's dry, we're going to add Citadel's Mordant Earth, covering the whole of the base. You want some of the paint to be quite thick here, as the more paint we apply, the larger the cracks will be. Try to have some portions of thick paint and others of thinner application. Maybe even a few spots with no paint applied as little pockets in the molten earth. It's all up to you and what you're feeling in the moment. Now, while that is drying, let's move on to the model. We're going to start with raw flesh on the coat of the model. To get solid coverage, we'll apply it in 2 thin coats. Up next, we'll add some Mephiston Red to the pants and the gloves of the model. After this, we'll take Leadbelcher and put this all over any metal of the model. This includes the feet, hands, face, armor, weapons, and any pipes that are on the model. However, we are going to leave the solid wires as they are for now. After washing out the paint cup, we'll take a Baden Black and add this to the straps of the backpack, the sleeves of the coat, half the iconography on the chest, and any of the other cogwheels on the model. Next, we'll do the inside of the coat. For this, we'll start with Rakarth Flesh. This is a great start for the cream color that we'll turn this into. Now for shading. We're going to take Nuln Oil and use this on the coat of the model. Try to make sure that there aren't any pools in places you don't want them. As an added tip, if you start your brush on the bottom of the model and move it towards something you'd want to have more shade, like this portion near the backpack, the point where you take your brush off will have more pigment on it, thus making that part a heavier shade than where your brush started. After that, we're going to take Citadel's Black Templar Contrast Paint and add this onto the metal of the model. This is because I want the metal to have a heavier darkness to it than the cloak. If you do not have this paint, then 2 coats of Nuln Oil will work just as well. For our layers, we're going to take Upshanti Bone and put this on the Rakarth Flesh. This will give it a nice cream color, once again using 2 thin coats, but do be careful not to touch the legs. For the cloak, we're going to do a first highlight of Warpstone Glow, then this down to a glaze and apply it to the top of the folds of the cloak. once again using the brush strokes to go from darker parts to lighter in order to leave more pigment where we want it to end up. To begin what I have dubbed as the molten step, we're going to start by putting white scar in the recesses of the legs, armor panels, weapons, cables, energy capsules, the other half of the icons, and the eyes. This is a crucial first step in making sure that the next step will pop. Speaking of which, we're going to take Iyanden Yellow and apply that on top of the white scar. In places like the eyes, icons, and energy capsules, we are only going to put it on the bottom half of these portions. We do this so we can add Gryph-hound Orange to the top to give it the effect of a cooler kind of magma flowing in these spaces as opposed to the bottom. Now, since I have equipped this model with a taser goad, we need some electrical effects. To get this effect, I use Talisar Blue over some white scar, after which I go back over and use more white scar to give it a little bit of a highlight. Finally, we'll complete the cloak with a highlight of Moot Green on only the highest points of the cloak. This should give us quite a bit of pop with the green. Personally, I love the green cloak on Admech models. Now that the model is finished, the base should be just about dry. If not, then you can work on other painting projects while it finishes. If it is done, then we can finish the base by doing a quick and very light dry brush of Mechanicus Standard Gray over the mordant earth to help get some quick and easy separation on the cracks. Unfortunately, it seems that the air primer that I used doesn't stick well to the paints that I put down, and the mordant earth has taken some of it off the base. I guess I'll have to use a different primer for this in the future. Oh well. It's a quick remedy by just taking the original paints and going over the spots with missing paint. Now it's time to black rin the base to make the model feel complete. And now that it's finished, we can take a look at our finished model. I hope you enjoyed this video, and now we can progress onto the story.
Welcome, visitor, to the heart of our domain. I am a member of the Adeptus Mechanicus, a sect that has long embraced the power of technology and rejected the frailties of the flesh. We are one with the machine god, and we seek to replace our organic components with machines of our own making. This is a path that some might find extreme, but to us it is the only way to achieve true perfection. But we are not mere isolationists, content to wallow in our own superiority. No, we have a greater purpose. We serve as the guardians of technology, protecting it from those that would misuse it. And we have aligned ourselves with the noble Salamanders Space Marine chapter, for they share our dedication to protecting the people and upholding the values of the Imperium and the Omnissiah. We have made our home on their volcanic planets, where we can harness the power of the molten earth to fuel our machines. We work tirelessly alongside our battle brothers in the Salamanders, forging new weapons and technologies to aid in the battles against the enemies of the Imperium. Our history is one of dedication, of sacrifice, and of unwavering commitment to the pursuit of technological perfection. We stand ready to defend the Imperium, With all the power of our machines, we will not rest until all those who would seek to destroy it are vanquished. Glory to the Omnissiah.
Thanks for watching. Let me know, what should I paint next time? Leave your suggestions in the comments below.